Hey, how are you? I'm good, thanks. So, I got given some bad news today. It was all over like social media anyway. So even if people at work didn't tell me, I would have found out anyway. Spun the Grass has been cancelled. 6 days after tickets went on sale, it's been cancelled. And the way things normally work is the festival gets cancelled one year, it's not coming back, so it's gone. So it joins the growing list of festivals cancelled, like River in the Moo, which I also thought had a good lineup, cancelled as well. Splendour in the Grass, this year's lineup. No, a few people were bagging it out, but I actually really liked it. I was really looking forward to it. Uh, I actually thought this year's lineup was better than last year's lineup. And I was actually having anxiety attacks like the morning that tickets went on sale. I got tickets to the pre-sale. Thinking it's going to sell out, it's going to sell out. And I guess it didn't, because they cancelled it 6 days after the tickets were on sale. To their credit, same with Groove in the Moo. Like, they gave people plenty of time, plenty of notice. Like, the festival's not for months, and they're like, it's not happening. Unlike, like, Pandemonium Rock Festival, which is happening in a couple of weeks, I still don't know what the hell is going on there. And there's a news report saying it got cancelled from the promoter, who's not the most trustworthy person, saying, no, it's still going. But there will be changes. And they haven't told us the changes are. The rumours are Deep Purple, the main band I was going for, cancelled. But people were crapping on the Splendour lineup, but I thought it was really good. Like Kylie Minogue, she would have put on an awesome show. Arcade Fire, which I'm a big fan of theirs, and I saw their set list, and it was like a perfect set list. Although I probably would have opened with Wake Up, because I think for some reason in my opinion, Wake Up is a good opening song. The second day had Future, which I thought was a bit weird, but I thought maybe I was surprised he was strong enough to headline a day, but maybe he's big. Sometimes I think, are they really that big when you go to the festival and every second person is wearing a shirt of theirs, and you're like, I guess they are big. But I can tell you what, I've seen Future before at another cancelled festival, Sydney City Limits. Well, it didn't really get cancelled. It had one show and never came back again. But he was pretty good. But the crowd would have went off during Mask Off. Sydney City Limits, I think, is a play on Austin City Limits. That was a festival where most of the bands there are old. Like Grace Jones was around in the 70s. Beck was there. The Libertines. So like a lot of bands are my age or before my age. And there was all these like little rich, I always assume they were rich kids because they're decked out in like fancy clothes and stuff. I actually went, and I guess because I'm an older person, they accused me of being a narc and spat at me. And he'd be like, why don't you just leave people alone and have fun? Which I never really thought, because if he actually thought I was a cop, why would he spit on him? Like, anyway, I just just walked away. I really wish I like messed with him in the head, like pretended to call him back up or something to get him arrested. I don't know. Because I think they were up their face. So like, even if I pretended to ring someone, they probably would have fell for it when they would have been like freaking out for the next half an hour or so. Not trusting anyone. But anyway, yeah. So I really was looking forward to it. I went to last year's Splendour. I was meant to go to the year before, and didn't. I kind of wish I did go to the year before, because then at least I could have 2 Splendours under my belt. But it was like totally lived up to the hype. It was like one of my best holidays I've ever been on. It was so good. It was like a perfect couple of days. And this year I was going to fly up, because you can start camping on the Wednesday. Last year I got there on the Thursday. This year I was going to fly up on the Wednesday, quickly set up my tent, then go to Byron Bay and check out like the city. But now it's not happening. Now I have to somehow. I'm not expecting a refund, because in theory they don't have to give me a refund because they weren't at fault. But I booked my flights. I booked my flights the same day as I bought tickets, thinking like, all the flights are going to booked up if I don't book early. But now I've booked for a Webjet, and I was flying up with Qantas, flying back with Virgin. Now I'm going to have to work out if I can get a refund, or more realistically, I'll be happy with credit, which I can use to buy tickets to Melbourne next year or whenever. I'll be going to Melbourne. I love Melbourne, so I'll be going to Melbourne sometime soon. But I imagine that's going to be a pain. Like, I was thinking of going to Byron for 5 days because all the accommodations probably be cheap now because they were expecting Splendour to be on. But there isn't really anything that interests me in Byron. Well, not for 5 days anyway. It's not really my scene. But yeah, the lineup for Splendour was really, really good, in my opinion. But I said the same thing about Groove in the Moo. So I guess like maybe my taste in music isn't really relevant anymore. Yeah, like there was no. I mean, they booked. There was a lot more DJs this year, and I guess maybe I don't know. DJs might be a bit cheaper. They're definitely easier to transport than bands, I guess. But they booked a lot of people from Boiler Rooms. The Boiler Room. There's apparently an Australian Boiler Room. I don't know where it is, but I think the promoters were trying to find the next Fred again, because Fred again became famous from his epic Boiler Room set. So, and he went to Laneway last year. Laneway is like one of the last surviving festivals. You got Blues Fest, which probably be around. That's probably be the one multi-day festival, which is 5, I reckon. And I'll probably end up going next year because every other festival will be gone. Laneway somehow crept through. Field Day on the 1st of January. That seemed to be all right. There's Listen Out and Spilt Milk. Spilt Milk's probably my next festival I'm hoping to go to, the Canberra leg. But you got to think, will Spilt Milk look at the Fallen Conrads and be like, let's just not even try this year, guys. It's just going to get cancelled anyway. But let's see. They normally have some pretty big headliners there at Spilt Milk. But yeah, like everyone crapped on the headliners for Splendour, which is Kylie Minogue on Friday, Future Saturday, and Arcade Fire on Sunday. But there's not really that many headliners, quality headliners around now. Like, I think the days of headliners is gone. You've got like small bands and medium bands, and the bigger bands are just like way too big for festivals now, like Taylor Swift, U2, Metallica. Maybe like overseas festivals, but it's so much more expensive to bring a band here than like some of those like Glastonbury or Lollapalooza or Coachella. That's the one I was thinking of. But I mean, like Fred again, who just toured Australia, he sold out so many shows. He could have been maybe, if they got him as a headliner, he would have been maybe a saving grace. Lana Del Rey might have been, okay. Dua Lipa, maybe as well. Taylor Swift testing out only material from a new album, that would probably ridiculously sold out the festival. Then like there'd be no point putting on any other bands while she's on because everyone would just be there to see her. What's his name? Richard Ashcroft, the lead singer of The Verve, when he played Splendour. He had a really small crowd. I think he was up against the Pixies and I can't remember someone else who was big. And he played like 3 songs or something and his crowd was small and he goes to the crowd, they can all fuck off and watch the Pixies now, and just stormed off. Yeah, I would have been watching the Pixies. Yeah, so disappointed. Now I have a fun task of ringing Webjet tomorrow and seeing if I can get my money back from the tickets or credit. And I paid using Afterpay, so in theory I hasn't even paid the whole thing yet. I've only paid like $70 for the tickets or something. There's 3 more payments going, so I don't know. Pretty bummed out though. RIP Splendour. Glad I went to you at least once.